Bang.
Bang. Wow. We're seeing a nice move out of cryptos today, guys. End of the month, Deribit and a lot of the big exchanges that the three of us talk about, where crypto is extremely active and extremely leveraged in offshore access only, as far as that extreme leverage. A lot of those options are expiring today, and all the way up to and through the $80 strike. A lot of those are going to be broken dreams, guys, because if you have been following crypto for even just the last month, you know Bitcoin is more or less moving sideways right now. The altcoins have taken over, and Bitcoin and Etherium are really the two with any exposure in options for Deribit and those exchanges I just spoke of. But today we've got Bitcoin just shy of 56,000. It's up 4% on the day. Ethereum taking a little rest, but still holding over $2,700 per coin. Bang.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And you know, you make a good point, John. Bitcoin has been trading a bit sideways. The action's been elsewhere. But I think for a lot of the reasons you just mentioned, we could actually have a pretty explosive weekend for Bitcoin. So I just want to quickly share some charts with you guys. This is the daily chart, right? Nothing too crazy here. CJ made some great points yesterday about, you know, a potential fractal pattern emerging here. Fortunately, we're getting a bit of bullish price action today. So I want to take a look at the 4-hour chart as well, because I think we can tell a lot from this 4-hour chart. On the weekends, we tend to get, you know, a lot of volatility because of the thin order book volume, because of Asia taking advantage of that Monday morning, you know, discrepancy between the Western and Eastern markets. And I think it's really interesting to note this level right here, 55K. This for me right now is kind of the front line of the battle between the bulls and the bears. And, you know, it's perfectly on this TD sequential level right here. So I'm watching this level super closely because, you know, I think today we could either get a rejection at this level or we could break through this level. And I think that could really dictate the momentum of the weekend. So watch this level right here, maybe set an alert in the community for around 55.6, because a breakout above this level could lead to some awesome bullish price action, but a rejection at this level could, you know, lead to some very bearish price action and maybe even a retest of the 50K level. So this was the level I'm watching, 55.6K. And I think we're going to have an exciting weekend.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we kick off a new month, of course, tomorrow, as most of you guys know. So those coins that I just spoke of, CJ, that are expiring, the options on those coins, a lot of folks that, you know, people always wonder, well, why is there this basis trade, which is where you own a Bitcoin, for instance, and you sell the futures contract against it? Why has that moved all the way out to 40% in some cases? And the reason is that, number one, an awful lot of people want to speculate in those futures. It's cheaper than buying the coin, unless you go to a place like Deribit or, you know, some of the others, Binance, that might let you use extraordinary leverage to buy Bitcoins. But Bitcoin futures can be levered up to 100 to 1. And that's the attraction there. It's the you know, it's like fire, as we always say. You can cook with it or it can burn you. And when you're on the right side of it, it's fantastic. When you're on the wrong side of it, there's nothing you can do. They will liquidate you in the blink of an eye. And we talked, I think CJ posted up one of the first articles about that when it happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, CJ, when they liquidated 1 million accounts.
Well, it seems, yeah, roughly about that. I think it was only a week, but it does seem like it was a little bit longer.
God, it seems like it was longer than that. But there have been other liquidations since then. I mean, Bitcoin made a 27% correction, folks. If you blinked and missed it when it was over 64,000 and then traded all the way down into the high 40s, that's 27%. That's a very significant correction. Didn't last very long, thankfully. There's some people that do not so much technical analysis. It's almost like a crystal ball analysis, guys, where they're looking at, well, the last time Bitcoin consolidated like this, which was through October of last year, I think it was like a 5-month consolidation. So, going back July, August, September, October, right around that time frame, it made a 5x run after that consolidation. Some people want to read into that, oh, Bitcoin's consolidating here at 55, 5x from there sends it to 300,000 by September. I don't really buy into that as much. I know Max Kaiser and our other friends that are ultra bulls on this really think it's going a lot higher, but even Minard, who I don't really think knows as much about crypto as he, occasionally pontificates. He said 400,000. That was like 6 months ago, approximately. He said 400,000 for Bitcoin. And in the meantime, he's gone and said, but we're going to see 20,000 first. Huh? Really? So anyway, what are you watching and trading today, CJ?
Well, it's just, I'm looking at that weekly chart after what you mentioned, John, and based on historic cycles and that concept of, oh, we consolidated, then we did a 5x. What we're going through now is not that similar to what we've seen in 2017. We're consolidating below 60K here for, roughly the last couple months. And we've never really done that before in a bull market cycle. So that's just something that's definitely kind of interesting. But in terms of what we're trading, do you guys want to go to the Doge of the day?
Not just yet, because I have a couple I have to throw out to the guys. One, JP Morgan joins the crew that is offering Bitcoin. They're going to be. It's been rumored for 3 or 4 days. They're actually, I think one of their presidents there is actually talking about it now. So it sounds like that's going to be a real thing. The other Morgan Stanley, has already said they will make it available to up to 2.5% of your net worth. And JP Morgan hasn't said what kind of limit, if any, they will set, but they are joining the game too. So you got JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and Goldman Sachs saying that they are offering or about to offer to their high net worth individuals. And we talked yesterday about Schwab making a lot of rumblings, like they don't want to let Fidelity run away with this, or Robinhood or Voyager. But I don't really think, guys, you guys are great examples because you're so much younger. I don't really think people are going to go flooding over to Schwab to trade Bitcoin. And maybe some of the older folks that are over at Schwab, just kind of making their one trade a month or whatever they do. Maybe some of those guys are going to buy a little bit of crypto, but I think most folks that are like you guys want something handheld, want something that's, an app, like Robinhood, like Voyager, like Coinbase. I don't think they're going to really want some old clunky thing that Schwab's going to try to bolt on.
John, that's such a great point. And I think that's why Robinhood has been able to climb and become what it is and have millions, possibly tens of millions of accounts now. And that's just because there was such an inefficiency in the brokerage world when it came to user interface. And Robinhood really improved that. I think Voyager does an amazing job too. It only takes literally 2 buttons to just buy or sell. But yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Bitcoin dominance, just to throw it out before we go to the Doge of the day, is still under 49, not as low as it was yesterday. I think it hit 48 and 48.3%. It's at 48.7 right now. And ETH keeps pushing up to almost 15. So this is end of the month. So it's not lost on the three of us, again, that there are a lot of derivatives that are coming off, many of which are going to be worthless unless something really crazy happens today. An awful lot, a majority of those options, calls, and puts are going to be worthless. The real speculative highs and the real protection or bets that it goes lower are going off worthless if it hangs in here at anywhere between basically 52,000 and 57,000 for Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's looking like we're set for a pretty volatile weekend. To which direction? I think we'll know by end of day. But yeah, without further ado, you guys want to hop into our Doges of the day?
Sure thing.
Who's gonna start us off today? CJ?
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right, what you got for us?
ENJ, that's going to be Engine Coin. I'm watching Bitcoin on my chart here as well, and ETH, and now above 56K, making an incredible move. I think it's really promising. I'm just going to touch on kind of what we talked about earlier with Bitcoin about that potential bearish fractal pattern. That's virtually been negated, so I think that bodes very well for the weekend price action. Sunday dip buying has been a pretty optimal strategy that's worked out. We've seen some dips going into Sunday morning, Chicago time that is, and then typically an increase throughout the rest of the day. So if we see something similar to that, I think Engine is primed because it's broken into a new range here at the level just above 266, now trading at 273. But I really like how price is looking and how we're breaking into this new range and consolidating between about 260 to 340. So if we continue to see this bullish price action in Bitcoin throughout the weekend, I think Engine's poised very well.
Thank you, CJ. Dr. Doge.
I'm going to go with Solana today. You guys already know that I got a bunch of Doge. I'm going to be hodling it into Mr. Musk. Elon. You'll be seeing that, why I'm doing that, folks, in just a little bit when we tweet out some a very funny comedian who has an interesting take on altcoins and Bitcoin and turd coin and all of that. But Solana, SOL, I don't think you got to rush back in. I think if you're a little patient, you might buy it below 41. Right now it's 42.60. I'm not saying it's a bad buy there, but I think if we get what CJ just described, if we see a little more oscillation out of Bitcoin this weekend, whether that's down first and then up or whatever, I think you might be able to pick this one up. The range that I've been trading this one in is roughly trying to buy it right around 40, as close as I can to that, and getting out at anything over 44, 45. Might not sound like a lot, but it's been pretty steady in that range going back. Let me see. Let me take a look at a monthly on here just real quick. If we got real aggressive, I could say, could see 30, in the 30s again. But I like playing it instead with a tight stop, with a purchasing it around 41, 40 and a half and trying to, get out of it north of 45.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, Solana and Polygon Matic have been two of the best performing assets of this month. So it's going to be interesting to see if that volume continues. I expect it to. And yeah, so I guess I'll go last. My Doge of the day today is one that I haven't picked before, and it's actually one that I don't own. But I think today is a good day to enter this trade. So I wanted to share it with you guys before I went ahead and did anything myself. But I was looking at Atom for a few reasons. And one in particular is the sentiment around it right now. Our friends over at Trade the Chain have the relative tweet volume up 1,400% over the last 24 hours. And in my experience, whenever you see, a relative tweet volume this high and a daily sentiment score this bullish and a price that hasn't really moved yet today, you can expect some strong movement to the upside. And what I also like about this, is the fact that there is kind of a lack of resistance to the upside. It's pretty much clear skies from the current price of around 22.7 to the previous all-time high of 28.5. So I think there's a potential for a very strong weekend move for Atom or Cosmos. And, a lot of that's on the back of sentiment. But if Bitcoin gets rejected at that level I talked about, I think a lot of alts are going to see a large amount of speculation. We keep talking about the end of the month. A lot of Americans got paid today. So I think, some of that money could flow into the alt sector, and Atom is looking primed for takeoff. So that is my Doge of the day.
Well, keep in mind, folks, that if you'd like to join CJ and Monty and a bunch of like-minded crypto investors, there's always the Market Rebellion Crypto Room, where you can join for $1 for your first month. We're about to kick off a new month, so what better time than to start right now? Join for $1. You get all of May for $1, and then you can decide if that's something that really suits you and if it helps you. I think it will meet both of those goals. And then lastly, Voyager, we thank them, of course, for sponsoring the program. If you type in Rebel25 for the promo code, they will give you $25 in Bitcoin for joining, free trading of cryptos, as well as a great app experience. There's a reason that this one's pushing towards a $3 billion market cap. I said that yesterday. It's a decacorn, a 2x unicorn already. I think within a year, it'll be a decacorn, guys. So we love Voyager and certainly appreciate the great support they give the Daily Crypto Byte.
Yep. Thank you to Voyager, and thank you guys all for watching this. As always, it's been a pleasure. Have a great weekend, and we will see you again on Monday.